Do you have no sense of shame at all? Just what do you think you're doing here, Tony?
Huh? What's going on, Valerie? I have no idea why you'd suddenly send me such an aggressive text like that. It's my dad's visitation, right? And the funeral is tomorrow, so I'm not sure what exactly you think is shameless about a son going to his own father's visitation.
Oh, sure. Now you're the loyal and devoted son, are you? Maybe you should have shown your father a little more respect when he was alive. You never came around to visit him, so what makes you think you have any right to pretend like you care about him now?
Never is a bit strong, though I will admit that I haven't been able to get back home as much as I'd like. I presume you're also aware that I didn't have the best of relationships with my father.
Oh yeah, I've heard all about the two of you.
I thought so. My relatives were also well aware of the circumstance surrounding my relationship with my father, and for the record, I've met with my father plenty of times over the years. It just so happened that I mostly saw him at the homes of our relatives who live nearby. Despite the difficulties between us, it's not as if we had cut each other out of our respective lives. And since the visitation and the funeral are, in some sense, a sort of family reunion, I'd say there's no problem at all with me coming here today.
Ugh, you're unbelievable. Like seriously, this is super gross. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Valerie, but you're going to have to be a bit more specific. What exactly am I doing that's so gross?
Don't think I don't know. It's clear to everyone around you exactly why you're here right now.
And that would be?
Let me put this in the most delicate way I can. A broke high school dropout like you has no right to come to your father's funeral. Do I make myself clear?
Actually, no. I don't really see why being broke or a high school dropout would preclude me from coming to my father's funeral. Care to elaborate?
Do I have to spell it out for you? You're broke. You're a high school dropout. You're just here for money.
Money?
Yes, that's the only reason you bothered to come to the funeral.
You're still not making any sense.
I know that you're desperate to get your share of your dad's inheritance, but guess what? You're not getting any. So get out. There's nothing for you here.
Inheritance? Did you by any chance find my dad's will?
What will?
Yeah, my point exactly. My brother and family told me that my dad passed away quite suddenly and hadn't had the opportunity to put together a will. As such, his inheritance will be split up according to the laws of our state. In other words, how my dad's estate is divided up between his heirs isn't something that I have any power at all to affect. It'll all be carried out automatically by the city government.
If you're trying to confuse me with all that legal jargon, it's not going to work.
All of that was layman's terms. I'm not sure which part you think was jargon.
That's so like a high school dropout. They always use big words they don't understand to sound smarter than they are.
Anyway, I'm planning to be in town until my dad's funeral is over.
Oh yeah? I might just have to have a little chat with your brother about this then.
By all means, go ahead. I've already talked to him and he said I was welcome to come. Conversely, if I were to be absent from the funeral after coming to the visitation tonight, I think that might disturb several of my relatives who are expecting me to come.
Ugh, whatever. Fine, but you need to get out of town immediately, after the funeral is over tomorrow, got it? That's what you get?
Valerie, would you mind explaining why you just dumped a bucket of water all over me?
I may have let you come to the funeral, but a high school dropout has no right to sit in front with the family. You can sit in the back.
You seem like you wouldn't be happy no matter where I sat.
Well, duh. Besides, the visitation is over, and now the funeral is over, so you've got no more reason to stick around. Hurry up and get out of town like I told you to.
As you wish. You can take care of things from here.
And don't you ever show your face around here again.
Tony, I'm so sorry. Hey, Ellen. Thanks for taking care of the funeral today. It was lovely. Where are you right now? In a hotel across the street from the airport. I was planning to stay the night here, so I already had a reservation. My flight isn't until the morning, so I'm just kind of killing time until then. But what's up? Why are you apologising to me all of a sudden? When I heard what happened, I had to apologise. During the funeral service, I looked around and noticed you weren't in your seat anymore. My wife told me that you'd gotten sick and went to the emergency room, and I completely believed her at first. And then at lunch, I was talking to some of our family about you. And they said that Valerie had dumped a bucket of water on you and kicked you out of the church. I'm so sorry it took me so long to realise what had happened. Don't worry about it, Alan. You've got nothing to apologise for. You had more than enough on your plate already with handling all the funeral arrangements. Be that as it may, I still need to take responsibility for what my wife did to you. Again, Tony, I'm so sorry for what happened. Oh, thanks for that, Ellen. Like I said, I don't hold you responsible at all, but it's big of you to come and apologise to me like this. Although I have to say, there's something Valerie said that has me concerned. What did she say? She told me she thought the only reason I came to the funeral was to get my hands on Dad's inheritance. What? I bet that's a big part of the reason why she dumped water on me and kicked me out of the church. What the? How did she get that idea in her head? You're not even Dad's legal heir. Yeah, I was just as confused as you are. I don't know. I guess it would make sense that she didn't know all the details since she only married into the family. But no matter what I said, she refused to listen. She was so upset and excited about the whole thing that I was never able to give her a proper explanation. I see. But in any case, as long as Valerie is angry at me, it seems like my presence there would only cause more trouble than I've already caused. I know it's only been a short time since Dad died, and I hate to force this on you in such a difficult time, but is it alright if I leave everything from here on out to you? Yes, no trouble at all. Leave everything to me. I'm sorry about everything that happened, really, I am. I'll contact you again once things settle down over here. Gotcha. Thanks again, Alan. Talk to you later.
I don't believe you, Tony. What are you doing back in town? I told you to stay away.
Not that it's any of your concern, but I was visiting some old friends of mine.
Liar! You're still after your dad's inheritance, aren't you?
I suppose this has something to do with the fact that there's a meeting with the city about Dad's inheritance today.
Obviously.
Well, I know you have all sorts of things you'd like to say to me right now, but let me save both of us a lot of time. I'm meeting with my friends, and then immediately heading back home.
What?
Valerie, I was trying to tell you back at my dad's funeral, but you're under a huge misunderstanding. Regardless of what you may think, I'm not actually one of my dad's legal heirs.
Wait, you're not?
I think you're aware that while I call Alan my brother, we're technically just stepbrothers, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Right. So Alan is our dad's son, and I'm our mum's son. So when our parents married, both of us were already adults and had our own established lives. So since there was no need for financial support, I was never legally adopted by my dad. What this means legally, in the same way my brother wasn't entitled to any of my mum's estate when she passed away a few years ago, I'm not entitled to any of my father's estate right now. We were both fully aware of that from the very beginning. And since I have no rights to receive any of my dad's estate, there's no point in me attending the meeting with the city today.
You're not fooling me. You're probably gonna camp out in front of City Hall to beg for money from your brother once the meeting is over.
Why would I do a thing like that? I'm not really hurting financially or anything.
Liar!
I started up a company with a friend of mine 3 years ago. I'm currently serving as vice president of that company.
Vice President?
Not one to toot my own horn, but our company's doing pretty well. I think it's fair to say that I'm in a pretty high income bracket for people my age.
Whoa! That's... really? But how? You dropped out of high school. The only reason you would do that is if you were super dumb. How did someone like you become the vice president of a successful company?
I'd say that's a pretty ignorant view of high school dropouts.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I just got to my friend's house, so I'll be taking my leave here if you don't mind.
Tony, this is your doing, isn't it?
What's the matter, Valerie?
Where are you right now?
In the airport, about to board my plane. Why?
Get back here right now.
Hate to disappoint you, but I'm afraid I can't do that. I've got work tomorrow morning. If I miss this flight, I won't be able to get to the office on time.
Your job isn't what's important right now. My future is what's important. At this rate, I'm gonna be divorced before I get my share of your dad's estate.
Ah, I see.
Is that all you have to say?
If I'm not mistaken, my brother told you he's going to divorce you right before the meeting with the city started, right?
Yes. Now that you know what's going on, hurry up and get your butt over to City Hall right now and fix what you did.
Fix what exactly?
Stop playing innocent. You high school dropouts are all the same. You always use dirty tactics to get what you want. What did you say to my husband? Whatever you said, it got my husband to divorce me. I'm gonna lose my share of his inheritance.
Well, Valerie, I'm afraid to say that you're once again drastically misunderstanding the situation.
How?
Ordinarily, this is a conversation that would be best to have in person, but in your case, I think writing it all out via text will help you understand.
Just spit it out already. What did you do?
I'll explain it step by step, so make sure you read each message thoroughly before moving on to the next one. First of all, about the inheritance. As I mentioned before, my deceased father's only legal heir is my brother, Alan. If my mother was still alive, then she would also be a legal heir as his wife, but she passed away a few years ago. So again, the only legal heir is my brother, Alan.
Aren't you forgetting someone? What about me?
No, I wasn't forgetting anyone. My brother is the only legal heir.
What?
Let me explain this in the absolute simplest possible terms. According to local, state, and federal law, daughters and sons-in-law are not considered to be legal heirs with inheritance rights.
Wait, really?
In the event you're adopted as their legal child or written into their will as an heir, then yeah, you would be a legal heir with inheritance rights. As far as I'm aware, that didn't happen in your case. So once again, the only legal heir is my brother.
Then why did he divorce me? If I was never gonna get any of the money, then what's the point in divorcing me?
I believe that my brother's divorcing you for reasons that have nothing to do with the inheritance.
Then why?
Speak of the devil. Looks like Alan is trying to call me right now.
Alan? Really?
I'm sorry, but if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take this call. I'll message you when I'm finished. Sorry to keep you waiting, Val. According to my brother, as soon as he told you he was divorcing her, you ran away and locked yourself in your room before he had a chance to give you an explanation as to why. I suppose the reason you text me right now is most likely because you're convinced, for whatever reason, that I'm the one responsible. Correct?
You are responsible. I know it was you. You're just mad at me because you found out you wouldn't get any of your dad's inheritance.
Valerie, please. I wish you'd stop making such brash allegations against me. I already received my mother's inheritance several years ago when she passed away. And my brother is the only person with inheritance rights to our father's estate. Both of us have been well aware of this for quite some time now.
What inheritance? Your mother was so poor you had to drop out of high school to get a job and support her. What inheritance could she have possibly left you?
Well, you're correct about one thing. We definitely had financial difficulties in my childhood years.
I knew it.
However, it was only for my childhood years. After I graduated high school, my mother took an enormous risk and opened her own interior decoration store.
Really?
It's quite successful, and she left me a sizable inheritance when she passed. Actually, that store's now being run by my wife. My mother had been training her up in preparation to take over when she retired.
Oh,
So, as you should now be able to tell, I'm not quite in as hard of financial straits as you are at this point in time.
hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're making it sound like I'm the one who's dirt poor.
I wouldn't make a claim like that without any justification. As I understand it, you have outstanding debts totaling $30,000.
How did you?
Then there's the matter of your infidelity.
My what?
Sorry, allow me to rephrase. My brother is divorcing her because of your affair.
Oh,
He only gave me a basic overview, so I'm a bit sure on the specific details, but from what he said, he seems like he did his homework. You should operate on the assumption that he knows basically everything.
no way. I worked so hard to hide it from him.
It would seem that you left behind a trail of breadcrumbs which Ellen picked up on. Now then, if you'll excuse me,
Wait,
I just heard the call to start boarding my plane, so I'll take my leave here.
but how did... I never thought I'd actually get caught.
Valerie resisted the divorce at first, but she suddenly became much more cooperative right after my brother officially received her father's assets. Come to find out, Valerie was under the false impression that she would be able to receive a share of the inheritance during the divorce proceedings. Her lawyer was burdened with breaking the news to her, but no, assets a spouse receives through inheritance are not subject to property division in the event of a divorce. This came as a terrible shock to Valerie, who had been intending to use that money to finally pay off her debts, as well as soften the blow of my brother's lawsuit against her for infidelity. Faced with this reality, Valerie stormed over to my brother's house and said that she was taking back her consent to the divorce, but it was already too late. The divorce had already been finalised. Not to mention my brother wasn't even at the house because he had already sold it and moved. After being abandoned by her husband, she tried to run back to the man she was cheating with, but he turned her away. She then went to her parents, who also turned her away. She's now living in a run-down subsidised apartment, working multiple part-time jobs and gradually chipping away at her multiple sources of debt while barely managing to scrape by.
Good evening. Is this Irene? May's mom? This is Mike. I'm Sarah's father.
Oh, yes, Sarah's father.
Yes, I heard from my wife that Sarah was over there for a few days. My business trip ended a little early, so I'm planning to go over there now to pick her up. When's a good time?
I'm so sorry.
Something the matter?
I don't know how to tell you this, Sarah. She just disappeared. I don't know where she is. She was playing with May earlier, but I went to the bathroom for just a second. When I returned, she was gone.
Anyway, I'm headed over there right now. We'll figure out what to do when I get there.
Okay, I'll be right there. You know the place, right? Oh, I'm really sorry.
Amy, pick up! This time it's for real! Answer ASAP!
Huh? What is it?
I just went over to Irene's place.
Yeah, okay, so you went over there. Great.
Yeah, right. Well,
Oh, no, my smartphone battery's about to die. Take care of things over there until I get back, okay?
hold it a second. I'm not finished yet. Sarah's gone. This time for real. She disappeared from Irene's place. She took her eyes off her for a second and she was gone. Irene said she tried to contact you, but... Hey, Amy, are you there? Is your smartphone dead? Answer me! You gotta be kidding me! Did her battery just die? Why didn't she frickin' charge it for Christ's sakes?
Hey, Mike, I'm about to get on Route 40 and head north. Should be home in a couple of hours.
Oh, it's you, Amy.
It was a sudden trip, but I have to admit, it was fun. Thanks for taking care of Amy while I was gone.
So, that last time we talked, you had your smartphone turned off. Is that right?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was going to charge it, but as luck would have it, I forgot the adapter. I was going to borrow my friend's, but the cable was a different type. Oh, she uses an Android phone, you know mine. I checked the hotel gift shop, but they were all sold out. I figured I'd pick one up somewhere the next day, but I forgot all about recharging it because I was having such a fun sightseeing trip with friends.
You had 2 full days to find a charger. Forget it. Okay. Right. Sounds plausible.
When we said goodbye at the hotel, I drove past this big mall, and there was an electronics store there, so I stopped in and got one. Finally got it charged in the car. What a hassle, huh?
Yeah. A real hassle.
Oh boy, how could I be so forgetful? I'm such a goof.
Yeah. A real goof.
You seem a bit angry. Are you? Oh, I know, I'm sorry. I guess you would be pissed. 2 days is kinda long. Anyways, I'm on my way home. I bought a whole bunch of delicious goodies, so keep the kitchen table ready. Hey, Mike, just turned and got off the exit, stopped at the deli. Finally back to familiar surroundings. Feels kinda good to be back home. I guess it took longer than expected. Sarah's already fast asleep, I guess. I'm just going to pick up some milk and bread, be home in 15. Hey, Mike, the front door, it's locked. I can't open it with this key. What's going on?
Oh. Finally home, huh?
What's wrong with this key? Why doesn't it open, for God's sake? Come on, Mike, open up.
No. Can't do that.
Huh? Can't do... Why not?
You really don't know.
Oh, don't tell me you're still mad at me for going off on this trip. And I'm sorry about not getting that charger earlier. I just forgot. Besides, it's only been 2 days. It's been a while since I took a vacation, so I guess I was just excited. You know the feeling. I bought a whole bunch of presents, so give me a break. Pretty please.
I can't open it. Well, because I'm not there. How can I let you in if I'm not there?
Huh? You're not here. So that means you're on another business trip? Is that it?
No, no business trip. It means I won't be returning to that house again.
Wait a sec. Let me get this right.
It means Sarah and I moved out of that house and we'll live elsewhere.
What?
I only had 2 days, so it was pretty hectic, to say the least. Well, we somehow managed. You really put your mind to it, you can really get a lot done. As for all your stuff, your dad stopped by and took everything home.
Why are you doing this? What did I do wrong?
Okay, I'm gonna get right to the point if you don't mind. I filed for divorce.
Divorce? Hold on just a minute. You're going too fast. I'm having a hard time understanding you.
So, you have no inkling of why I would want a divorce. Is that what you're saying?
Of course, I have no idea. So please, explain it to me. I really want to hear it. What's this about? I'm completely in the dark here. How am I supposed to react when I don't even know what's going on?
Okay, let's first start with Sarah.
Huh? What about Sarah?
Remember when you were talking with me and you said your smartphone battery was about to die? Remember that? Sarah was missing. We couldn't find her anywhere.
Huh? You're not serious.
Check your line messages and check all the older ones from a few days ago. See all the messages I sent you?
Okay, just a second. Huh? What's this?
You see it?
Yeah, I checked it. So what about Sarah?
We looked all over for her and finally found her. Thank God. She was fine, no injuries or anything.
Oh, well, that's a relief. Gosh, what was Irene thinking? I'll never ask her again.
Huh?
Don't you think that's irresponsible? I mean, she is supposed to have a teacher's certificate or something. Did she get it from Walmart or something? Jeez. What was she planning to do if something happened to Sarah?
Hey, Amy.
Having a teacher's certificate means nothing if you're not actually working. Her certificate is just a piece of paper. You have to have real-world experience to be a good and responsible teacher.
So that's the first thing you say about Irene?
Of course it is. If you're going to take on the burden of looking after another person's child, I would expect that person to be responsible for their actions. It's common sense. Oh, you can't just apologize and be done with it.
Didn't this whole fiasco start with you leaving Sarah at Irene's front door without even asking her?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I heard all of it. She explained how it all went down. And before you start denying it, Sarah collaborated all of it. Apparently, you've been having Irene take care of Sarah every time something comes up. Funny thing is, it was always when I was off on a business trip. What's going on here?
Nothing's going on, you know? I sort of wanted a change of pace, I guess.
Oh yeah, change of pace. Like taking her over there 3 or 4 times a week? Really? A little too inconsiderate towards Irene, wouldn't you say? Not to mention it's totally irresponsible. Besides, both our parents live right nearby. I don't see why you don't just take them over there.
But, you know, she has a teacher's certificate, has ample experience. I just felt it would be safer for Sarah, that's all.
You never considered how Irene felt about this? They have their own family to worry about. Didn't that even cross your mind? I can understand if Irene had agreed to take care of Sarah, but in actuality, that was all BS. I mean, come on! Show some common sense, for God's sake!
Well, there are certain things a housewife must do on a daily basis. Oh, Guy would never understand. How would you know? Besides, you're at the office all day. I'm sorry, but who gives you the right to determine how I run the household or take care of my child?
Do you know why Sarah went missing? Sarah was well aware that she was placed at Irene's home. without proper consent. She felt like she was a burden.
Huh? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, because she felt like she was not wanted, she decided to head to the one place she knew best, which was my parents' place.
Oh, you're not serious.
I'm afraid I am. Although she headed out, at night, mind you, all she encountered along the way were strangers. I guess she just got scared. My folks were frantically looking for her as well as all of us. They finally found her wandering down the main street downtown with tears streaming down her cheeks. When they found her, you know what she said?
No. What did she?
She said, "Mommy went somewhere with a strange man. I don't have a place to stay." Now that stranger certainly isn't me.
She said that?
We asked her to elaborate, and what do you know? Seems there was this guy, this stranger Sarah mentioned, by the name of Barry. Apparently visited our home quite often. Every time he visited, well, you immediately took Sarah over to Irene's place.
I wasn't, you know.
And another thing, just in case, I checked the security camera at the front door. Didn't realize I could record it all, did you? Anyways, I checked the footage and lo and behold, there you are, hugging and kissing this guy. What's his name? Barry? I mean, seriously?
Yeah, well, I can explain.
And what's more, this is the part where I was at a loss for words. This guy is Irene's husband. Sorry for sounding so repetitious, but seriously?
You know all that?
Oh yeah, and got this too.
Huh? Where'd you get this?
Looks familiar, huh? Yep, it's the two of you on the trip you just came back from.
Why do you even have this photo? I mean, who took it and why?
Well, as you might expect, Irene was suspicious of her husband and hired a private investigator to check up on him.
A private investigator?
These PIs are really something. Man, they can check anything. You really are a piece of cake. According to his investigations on you, you were having an extramarital affair with some older guy in high school. I mean, come on!
Oh, wait, I was just a kid, and
then during one of those kindergarten events, you apparently met Barry, who you also knew back in high school, and rekindled your relationship. You guys have been having an affair for, what, about a year now?
Huh? How could they do that? Is it even legal? I mean, this is confidential stuff.
Come on. You're the one having an affair. It's completely legal. Irene asked the PI to do a thorough check on both of you guys. She planned on getting my cooperation to get all the info she needed to prepare divorce proceedings.
Divorce?
I completely agree with her. She should go all out. Obviously, right?
You're not serious, right?
Why would I even joke about all this? You have extramarital affairs in high school, have an affair with a guy who happened to be one of the moms at the kindergarten your kid goes to, and on top of that, you ask this woman, whose husband you're having intimate relations with, to take care of your kid. Oh boy! Got that all in one breath. I mean, I can't make this stuff up!
Please let me explain. There is a reason for all this.
Hold it right there. I don't want to go any further without my lawyer present.
Huh? Your lawyer? Are you out of your mind?
Meet and then you find out where we moved to? Nah. Better do this through a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, about that. Where do you and Sarah move to? I have a right to know.
Do you really think I'm going to tell you after all this? If you think that, you have serious mental issues.
Please, let me at least see Sarah. I need to see my daughter. And I want to talk directly to you, Mike, please. Not this messaging back and forth. Face to face.
I'll decide that after you explain it all to my lawyer. And after that, and only after that, I'll decide what to do.
I'm Sarah's mother. How could you?
Would a caring mother leave her daughter at someone's home against their will? Or go off with some guy for an extramarital romp in the woods? No, not a caring mother in my book.
Please, Mike. Have a little compassion. Let me see her. Let's talk this out.
This conversation is not getting anywhere. Let's finish up here for now. Let things cool down a bit. And then we'll talk again.
Wait, please.
On the following day, I contacted my lawyer and relayed my intentions for getting a divorce. They met with Amy and her father at the downtown office. She was considerably upset. And there was apparently a scuffle, but her father calmed things down, and she ultimately relented and admitted her infidelity. I think she was positive she would be forgiven, but seriously? After all that? Following day, the divorce was complete. Of course, I got complete custody of Sarah. And no need to say that Irene got divorced too. So now, Barry and Amy are living together. Not that they really wanted to, but I think it was mostly out of monetary concerns. I hear that they're both working their butts off to try paying off the settlement and child support for both their kids. As for me, I got transferred to another section that does not require me to go on business trips that often. Sarah's enrolled in a new kindergarten and is fast making friends. Well, it's just the two of us now. We're just gonna have to help each other out from now on. We'll take it step by step. But you know what? I'm actually looking forward to getting to know my daughter better.